If there's one thing I know, don't underestimate the American people. They get it. There's a reason why, following the debate, preliminary results actually show that independents, undecideds, people who haven't really been following this are actually more inclined to vote for President Biden because they understand, look, it wasn't a good debate at all for President Biden. On the other hand, they recognize that Donald Trump acted like a lunatic, is a convicted felon, is an adjudicated sexual assaulter, and spends his days posting things like this. Let's take a look at what Donald Trump is posting, how he's behaving today when the results that he expected to happen aren't necessarily happening right now following the debate. It's because the American people are smart. They see him posting things like this. This is what Donald Trump posted. Just look at this photo as Michael Steele, who previously led the Republican Party, says, "All performative BS and fantasy imagery to soothe your fragile ego, Donald Trump. Our country is not some reality TV episode where you just flash pics of you pretending to be something you're not. Grow the heck up at 78. You're a hashtag fake president. That's about as real as it gets." And take a look at that photo. And here are the people who Donald Trump hangs out with. These are the people who hang out at Bedminster and show up at Mar-a-Lago. Here's what the Donald Trump supporters look like: wearing diapers, selling pee funnels, wearing shirts that say, "I'm with the convicted felon." The American people are not with the convicted felon. That's not how the American people in general are behaving. Now, take a look at the types of emails Donald Trump is sending. And these emails reek of desperation, and they just reek generally. More on reeking in a moment. Donald Trump sends the following. The subject line is, this is what you get if you are on Donald Trump's listserv. I subscribe so you don't have to. He writes, "I love you, you love me." That's the subject of the emails that Donald Trump is sending to people in the presidential race. The leader of the Republican Party, the subject is, "I love you, you love me." And here it is. It says, a message from Donald Trump. "I love you, you love me. We are one happy MAGA family. He's sleepy and he's creepy. Believe me, his hands are filthy. You can't let Joe Biden launch never-ending witch hunts against me." And then it says, "Stand with Trump." Then there's this other one right here that says, "Everybody wants these, but only you are getting one." With Donald Trump, everything is a scam. And more on that in a moment as well. Donald Trump says that the reason he believes that he won the debate, which, by the way, he did not, not saying that Biden did well in the debate at all, but Donald Trump looked like a lunatic and a maniac who lied about everything. But Trump says the reason that he believes he won is because of these gold pins, he says. It's 100%, it's gold, it's 100% American made, and it's proof to all your friends that Trump loves you. And they're selling the American flag with Donald Trump's name on it, the same way he plasters his name on buildings that are crime scenes. He plasters his name on our American flag. That flag is for we, the people. No one puts their name on the American flag like that. How horrific. We are a nation of law and order, of the Constitution of we the people, not a dictator who puts their name on our flag. Take a look too. You could buy it, that pin with Trump's name on the flag, for $500. And then Donald Trump also posts this: "I am Donald Trump, and I really want you to have this MAGA Never Surrender shirt. It is all a grift." I do want to give a hat tip to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Good for them. You have the New York Times with their atrocious coverage. Not a peep when Donald Trump was convicted. Not a peep when Donald Trump became an adjudicated rapist. Not a peep when Donald Trump stole our nuclear secrets and concealed them. You don't get a peep out of the New York Times or the punditry class who loves Donald Trump for ratings. They don't call him out and say, maybe the convicted felon, adjudicated sexual assaulter, civil fraudster, someone who's bragged on audio tape about grabbing women by their genitals, maybe that person should leave the race. But no, the punditry class goes, oh, President Biden at 81 years old had a bad debate. That's enough for us. Get out of here. It's ridiculous. But the Philadelphia Inquirer it's on guts just being normal right here. And they said to serve his country, Donald Trump should leave the race. In fact, the debate about the debate is misplaced, this editorial says. The only person who should withdraw from this race is Trump. The debate served as a reminder about what another 4 years of Trump would look like. More lies, grievance, narcissism, and hate. He mainly spews raw sewage. Lost in the hand-wringing was Donald Trump's usual bombastic litany of lies, hyperbole, bigotry, ignorance, and fear-mongering. His performance demonstrated once again that he is a danger to democracy and unfit for office. Quite literally every word out of his mouth was a lie, as the CNN moderators did absolutely nothing about it. But two separate polls, the Ipsos Morning Consult poll and the Morning Consult poll, show Biden actually improved over Donald Trump after the debate. No felons for president. Despite voters' worries, the debate hasn't dented Biden's standing against Trump yet. With most surveys still showing a neck-and-neck race, Biden actually gained some ground, according to Ipsos polling. Trump and Biden were tied 44-44 before the debate, but Biden took a 46-44 lead afterwards. Morning Consult's polling delivered a similar result. Biden was tied with 44-44% before the debate, and Biden led Trump 45-44% afterwards. Also, Biden raised $27 million since the debate, because the pro-democracy base is speaking with their pocketbook. And sure, you could have the punditry class out there saying whatever they want to say, but people recognize in the real world what Donald Trump actually did to this country and what an embarrassment he was to our country. And despite the media not wanting to report on how President Biden has led our country out of the pandemic, they don't want to cover the CHIPS Act, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Infrastructure Act, the CHIPS Act, all of the massive sweeping legislation that has actually resulted in America's economy being the envy of the world. The American people get it. You know who gets it? 1 million veterans who are not able to get health care who have filed claims because of the PACT Act. Or the millions of Americans who now have jobs with the 40,000 plus infrastructure projects going up across the country. Whereas Donald Trump said, oh, I'll have it in 2 weeks. 2 more weeks, my health care plan. I'll have it in 2 weeks. I'll have it in 2 weeks. President Biden actually delivered on his promises, and you didn't have to wake up every day and have all caps posts and tweets and memes and QAnon stuff and weird stuff and signaling positive stuff to white supremacists and all of the mess that was attendant to the Trump administration and as they disgraced our office. Now, as I said, I said, there's something I do want to show you. This has been circulating. This is real, by the way. And here was a moment in the debate that I probably have received close to 5,000 emails on. Ben, you got to cover it. You got to cover it. I'm not sure I'm going to do a full video on it, but here was a moment in the debate where it appears, listen carefully, that Donald Trump did something. Here, play this clip.
Imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved
money. It's tremendous.
You heard that? Then I said before in the video, I want to talk more about Donald Trump's scams. Remember when Donald Trump, before the debate, went to the black barbershop in Buckhead in Atlanta, Georgia? Or he didn't go, actually. He sent his surrogates, Byron Donalds and others, and Trump called in to the barbershop, and they turned the barbershop into a Trump campaign event. Well, Rocky Jones, who runs Rocky Barbershop, He says the Trump campaign basically scammed us. And by the way, Rocky, who owns the barbershop, reposted our post where we say black barbershop owners scam by the Trump campaign, because Rocky just thought they were doing a small business event. That's what Trump surrogates claim. They didn't claim they were Trump surrogates. They just said, we want to talk about improving small business in Atlanta for black-owned businesses. So Rocky's like, sure. And then they turned his barbershop into a MAGA event. And Rocky's now has actually suffered a great deal of economic loss because Trump and his team try to act like this was like a barbershop throwing the event. And Rocky's like, I'm not even a political person. What are you talking about? This was not for that. You lied to me. And that's what Trump does all the time. It's scam after scam after scam. And the good thing is the American people get it. I have trust, I have faith that the American people get it. But what is really important is that all of us here, pro-democracy loving people, share these videos. We know corporate media is in the pocket for Donald Trump because they believe Trump's going to help their pocket. They love the suffering of Americans and the drama and all the crap that comes with Trump. But we, the people, don't. We want normalcy. We want decency. We want our children and grandchildren to grow up in a country where we have respect, where we don't go into churches, places of worship, or frankly, anywhere at all for that matter, and start cursing like Donald Trump does, behaving that way, treating people that way. We don't want to be in a country where convicted felons are the leaders and it's all about nastiness and hate and otherizing people. That's not what America is. And we want to be in a country that supports democracy and that supports our allies. That's why the MeidasTouch network is growing. It's not a political thing, this network. It's a let's be decent, let's be compassionate people, let's support our fellow Americans. We, the people, care about our Constitution, and we don't want this wannabe authoritarian movement to take it from us. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.